I stand at the altar, watching the woman I love smile at me. My heart's racing. This is it. The moment I've been dreaming about for years. My wedding day. The day I finally marry the girl who changed everything. But something feels off. Her smile is wrong. Too perfect. Too cold. And the way she's looking at me right now, it's not love. It's something else entirely. Then I see it. The gun. Hidden in the bouquet of flowers she's holding. Pointed directly at my chest. My breath catches. What the hell is happening? Before I can move, before I can even think, she pulls the trigger. The sound echoes through the church. Pain explodes in my chest. I stumble backward, blood spreading across my white shirt. The guests are screaming. People are running. And my bride, the woman I was about to spend my life with, is just standing there, watching me fall. I hit the ground hard. My vision blurs. The ceiling spins above me. And through the chaos, through the pain and the confusion, I hear her voice. Cold. Emotionless. Nothing like the girl I fell in love with. She says one thing before everything goes dark. One sentence that destroys every memory I have of us. You were always just a stepping stone. Then nothing. I should have died right there, on the floor of that church, surrounded by flowers and shattered dreams. That should have been the end of my story. It wasn't. When I wake up, I'm not in a hospital. I'm not even in the same world. I'm in a place that shouldn't exist. A system interface floats in front of my face, glowing blue letters that make absolutely no sense. Welcome back, player. You have died. Initiating resurrection protocol. What? I try to sit up, but my body feels different. Stronger. Lighter. I look down at my hands and they're glowing with some kind of energy I've never seen before. The bullet wound is gone. The pain is gone. Everything from before feels like a distant nightmare. But I remember. Every second of it. Her smile. The gun. The betrayal. The system speaks again. You have been granted a second chance. All previous limitations have been removed. Current status, overpowered. And don't understand what's happening, but I know one thing for certain. I'm not the same person who stood at that altar. Something fundamental has changed, and whoever set me up, whoever helped her plan this, they just made the biggest mistake of their lives. Because I'm coming back, and when I do, everyone who betrayed me is going to regret it. But first, I need to understand where I am. The system keeps flashing notifications in front of me, each one more insane than the last. Apparently, I died and got pulled into some kind of alternate reality. A world that runs on game mechanics, stats, skills, levels, all of it. According to the system, I'm what they call a returner. Someone who died in one world and got resurrected in another with all their memories intact. And because of the circumstances of my death, because I was betrayed at the moment I was most vulnerable, the system gave me something special. Maximum potential unlocked. All growth limiters removed. Skill acquisition rate increased by 1,000%. Holy hell. I'm in a fantasy world. With powers. And apparently, I'm about to become unstoppable. The reality of my situation starts to sink in. I'm not going back to my old life. That version of me is dead. The trusting idiot who believed in love and happy endings. He's gone. But this new version? This version has options. I stand up and take in my surroundings. I'm in some kind of forest. Trees that look like they're made of crystal surround me. Strange creatures move in the shadows, and in the distance I can see a massive city with towers that pierce the clouds. The system guide activates. A holographic figure appears next to me, some kind of AI assistant. Welcome, returner. I am your system guide. My purpose is to help you navigate this world and achieve your full potential. Based on your psychological profile and death circumstances, the system has assigned you a specialized class. What class? I ask. Vengeance Monarch. Of course it is. The guide explains the basics. This world is called Ethereion. It's a place where people gain power through combat, quests, and personal growth. There are kingdoms, dungeons, monsters, and a whole hierarchy of power that determines who lives and who dies. And I just entered at the bottom, except not really. Because of my returner status and my specialized class, I'm starting with abilities that most people in this world spend decades trying to achieve. The system literally broke the rules for me. The guide continues. Your first quest is mandatory. You must reach level 10 within 72 hours or face permanent deletion. Deletion, death, permanent this time. Great. so I get a second chance at life, but only if I can survive a deadline. The universe has a sick sense of humor. I accept the quest. What choice do I have? And the moment I do, my interface lights up with information. A map. Quest markers. Monster locations. It's like someone turned my life into a video game, except the consequences are very real. I start walking toward the nearest quest marker. According to the system, there's a low-level dungeon nearby. Perfect for grinding early levels. I need to get stronger fast. Not just to survive this world, but because eventually, I'm gonna find a way back to my old one. And when I do, everyone involved in my death is going to pay. The dungeon entrance appears after about 20 minutes of walking. It's a cave mouth carved into the side of a mountain, glowing with an eerie green light. The system confirms it's a starter dungeon. Level range 1 to 5. Should be manageable. I step inside. Immediately the temperature drops. The air feels heavy, oppressive, and then I hear it. Growling. Something moving in the darkness ahead. My first monster. It lunges out of the shadows, a wolf-like creature, except it's the size of a car and its fur is made of living shadow. Its eyes glow red as it charges straight at me. I should be terrified. Any normal person would be, but something inside me has changed. The fear is gone, replaced by something colder, sharper. I don't run. I stand my ground. The wolf gets within 5 feet before I move. My body reacts on pure instinct, faster than I've ever moved in my life. I dodge to the side, and as the creature passes, I strike. My fist connects with its skull, and there's a sound like thunder. The wolf crashes into the cave wall and doesn't get up. I stare at my hand. Did I just kill a monster with one punch? The system confirms it. Experience gained, level up, new skills unlocked. This is insane. I've been in this world for less than an hour and I'm already breaking the normal progression curve. The guide mentioned something about limiters being removed, but I didn't realize it would be this extreme. I continue deeper into the dungeon. More monsters appear. Shadow wolves, crystal spiders, corrupted elementals. I kill them all. Each fight is easier than the last. Each victory makes me stronger. By the time I reach the dungeon boss, I'm level 7. The boss is a massive stone golem covered in ancient runes and radiating power. According to the system, it's level 15, way above what a new player should be able to handle. I fight it anyway. The battle is brutal. The golem hits like a truck and takes damage like a fortress. But I'm faster, smarter, and with each exchange I learn. I adapt. My skills evolve in real time. After 10 minutes of non-stop combat, I find the pattern. The golem has a weak point, a crystal core embedded in its chest hidden behind layers of stone armor. I wait for the right moment, the split second when it overextends on an attack. Then I strike. My fist drives through stone and metal. I grab the core and rip it out. The golem freezes. Cracks spread across its body, and then it explodes into dust. Victory notification floods my vision. Boss defeated. Massive experience gain. Multiple level ups. Rare item acquired. I'm level 12 now, above my mandatory quest requirement, and I did it in less than 6 hours. The system guide reappears, looking almost surprised. Impressive. You've exceeded all projected growth rates. The system is recalibrating your difficulty scaling. What does that mean? It means future challenges will be significantly harder. You're advancing too quickly. The system needs to maintain balance. I don't care about balance. I care about power, because power is the only thing that matters in this world. The weak get used. The strong do whatever they want. I learned that lesson the hard way. I exit the dungeon and check my stats. They're absurd. Strength, agility, intelligence, all of them are already higher than most mid-level players. And I'm just getting started. The system offers me a choice. I can continue grinding in the starter area, building a solid foundation, or I can take a risk and head straight for the main city where the real players operate. I choose the city. I didn't get a second chance just to play it safe. The journey takes 2 days. During that time, I encounter more monsters, complete side quests, and learn everything I can about this world. Ethereion operates on a brutal hierarchy. The strong rule. The weak serve. And everyone is constantly fighting for a higher position. There are guilds, powerful organizations that control territories and resources. There are nobles, people born into power who look down on everyone else. And there are independents, lone players who carve their own path through sheer skill and determination. I'm going to be the third type. I don't trust organizations. Not after what happened. When I finally reach the city, I'm not prepared for the scale. It's massive. Towers made of crystal and steel stretch into the sky. Flying ships move between buildings. And everywhere I look, there are people. Players. NPCs. Merchants. Warriors. Mages. The streets are packed. I make my way to the Adventurers Guild. It's the main hub for players looking to take on quests, form parties, or sell loot. The building is enormous, with multiple floors dedicated to different level ranges. I walk up to the registration desk. The receptionist is a young woman with silver hair and sharp eyes. She looks me up and down, clearly unimpressed. New player? She asks. Yeah. Level? 12. Her expression changes. Surprise, then suspicion. You're level 12 and you just got here? How long have you been playing? 3 days. She stares at me like I just claimed to be the king. That's impossible. The average player takes 2 weeks to reach level 10. Minimum. I'm not average. She doesn't argue. Instead, she processes my registration and hands me an ID card. It's a small crystal that links to my system interface. Official proof that I'm a registered adventurer. Be careful, she says. Players who advance too quickly draw attention. Not all the good. I take the card and leave. I don't need warnings. I need information. Over the next few weeks, I establish myself in the city. I take high-risk quests that most players avoid. Dungeon raids, monster subjugation, escort missions through dangerous territory. Every job I complete adds to my reputation, and I start hearing things. Rumors about my old world. Apparently, the system doesn't just pull people from one reality, it pulls from multiple. And sometimes, players from different worlds cross paths. That's when I meet her. A player who claims to have information about Earth. My Earth. The world I died in. Her name is Kira. She's a high-level ranger, someone who's been in Ethereion for years. We meet in a tavern on the upper district, away from the crowds. You're the returner everyone's been talking about, she says. The one who went from 0 to level 40 in a month. That's me. I heard you're looking for information about Earth. I am. She leans forward. I came from Earth too. Different timeline maybe, but same world. And I know about the game. What game? The one we're all part of. Ethereion isn't just a world. It's a testing ground. The system pulls people from dying realities and gives them a second chance. But it's not charity. It's preparation. For what? War. There's something coming. Something that threatens all realities. The system is building an army. We're the soldiers. I process this. It's insane. But then again, everything about my situation is insane. What does this have to do with my world? I ask. Your world is marked. The betrayal you experienced, the wedding, all of it was orchestrated. The system identified you as a high potential candidate and created the scenario that would push you to accept resurrection. My blood runs cold. You saying my wife was working for the system? Not directly, but influences exist. Probability manipulation. Subtle pushes that guide people toward specific actions. Your betrayal wasn't random. It was designed to break you down completely so you'd have nothing holding you back in this world. I want to call her a liar, but deep down, I know she's telling the truth. The pieces fit too perfectly. The timing, the cruelty, the complete 180 from the girl I thought I knew. I was manipulated from the start. How do I get back? I ask. You don't. Not yet. You need to reach level 100 first. That's when the system grants access to dimensional travel. But even then, you can only go back for limited periods. And every time you do, you risk permanent death. The system's protection doesn't extend to your home world. I don't care about the risk. I figured you'd say that. She slides a piece of paper across the table. There's a raid happening in 3 days. High-level dungeon. The reward is a dimensional anchor. It's a rare item that lets you mark a location in another world. With it, you can create a temporary portal. But the dungeon is level 80 minimum. You're not ready. I take the paper. I'll be ready. She laughs. You're insane. I'm motivated. Over the next 3 days, I do something stupid. I chain run the most dangerous dungeons I can find. I push my level cap as hard as possible. Sleep becomes optional. Food is whatever I can grab between fights. My entire existence becomes a grind, and it works. By the time the raid starts, I'm level 63. Still below the recommended level, but close enough. The raid group is assembled outside the dungeon entrance. 20 players, all of them high-level veterans. They look at me like I'm a liability. The raid leader is a man named Drake. Huge, covered in scars. The kind of guy who's seen every horror this world has to offer and survived. You're the new guy, he says. The speedrunner. That's me. You die in there, we're not stopping to revive you. Understand? Understood. We enter the dungeon. It's unlike anything I've seen before. The walls are made of obsidian. The air crackles with energy. And the monsters are on a completely different level. Every encounter is a fight for survival. But I hold my own. More than that, I thrive. My class abilities synergize perfectly with high-stress combat. The angrier I get, the stronger I become. And I have a lot of anger. We push deeper. The dungeon is a maze of traps and monsters. We lose 3 players in the first hour, 5 more by the second. But we keep going. The dimensional anchor is worth the risk. Finally, we reach the boss chamber. The door opens and we step into a massive arena. At the center is the dungeon boss. A dragon. Not a small one. A true elder dragon, the kind that could level cities. It roars and the sound shakes the entire chamber. Drake gives the order. Formation. Tanks front. DPS focus on the wings. Healers stay back. The battle begins. It's chaos. The dragon breathes fire that melts stone. Its tail sweeps through our formation, killing players instantly. Its claws tear through armor like paper. We're being destroyed, but we fight back. Spell fire and arrows rain down on the beast. Tanks hold aggro while DPS players exploit openings. Healers work overtime trying to keep everyone alive. I go for the dragon's weak point, a scale near its heart that's slightly discolored. I climb its body, dodging attacks and using my agility to stay one step ahead. Other players see what I'm doing and provide cover. I reach the weak point, drive my weapon deep. The dragon screams and throws me off. I hit the ground hard, losing half my health. But the damage is done. The weak point is exposed. Drake sees the opening and rallies the remaining players. All DPS on the exposed scale. Now! We pour everything we have into that one spot. The dragon's health drops. 50%, 30, 20. It enters a rage mode, becoming faster and more aggressive. We lose more players. But we're close. So close. With a final coordinated strike, we bring the beast down. It crashes to the ground and dissolves into light. Victory notifications appear for everyone still alive. Out of 20 players, only 7 of us survived. But we did it. And among the loot, there it is. The dimensional anchor. Drake picks it up and examines it. This is it, he says. The real deal. He looks at me. You earned this more than anyone. You want it? I do. More than anything. But I also know what it cost. The players who died to get it. Split the loot evenly, I say. They all took the risk. Drake nods. Fair enough. He distributes the rewards and gives me the anchor. Good hunting, returner. I take the item and leave the dungeon. Finally, I have what I need. A way back. But Kira was right. I need to be stronger. Level 100 minimum. Because when I go back, I'm not just visiting, I'm going to war. The next few months are a blur. I push harder than ever. I join high-level raids, complete impossible quests, challenge players stronger than me just to test my limits. My level climbs. 70, 80, 90. And with each level, I get stronger. My skills evolve. My equipment improves. I become known as one of the most dangerous players in the game. People start calling me the Vengeance King, the player who can't be stopped. But I don't care about reputation. I care about one thing, getting back to the people who destroyed me. At level 95, I receive a message from the system. A personal quest. Something that's never been offered before. Quest. Confront your past. Return to your home world and resolve your unfinished business. Reward class evolution and permanent dimensional access. Failure. Permanent deletion. This is it. The system is giving me permission to go back. But it's also testing me. If I fail, if I die in my home world, it's over. No more resurrections. No more second chances. I accept immediately. The system activates the dimensional anchor. A portal opens in front of me, showing my old world. I can see my city. The streets I used to walk. The life I used to have. I step through. The transition is jarring. One moment I'm in Ethereion, surrounded by magic and monsters. The next, I'm standing on a street corner in my hometown. Cars pass by. People walk past without noticing me. Everything looks normal. But I'm not normal anymore. I can feel the difference. The power gained in Ethereion is still with me, muted but present. The system interface is still active, showing my stats and skills. I have 72 hours before the portal closes. 3 days to find everyone involved in my death and make them answer for it. I start with her. My wife. Or ex-wife. I don't even know what to call her now. Finding her is easy. She's still living in the same apartment we were supposed to share. The one we picked out together when we were planning our future. The irony is almost funny. I knock on the door. She opens it and freezes. The color drains from her face. She's looking at me like I'm a ghost. "Hello," I say. She tries to slam the door. I stop it with my hand. The wood cracks under the pressure. She stumbles backward, terror in her eyes. "You dead," she whispers. "I was. I got better." I step inside and close the door behind me. She backs up until she hits the wall. There's nowhere to run. Why? I ask. That's all I want to know. Why did you do it? She doesn't answer, just stares at me with wide eyes. So I ask again, slower this time. Why did you shoot me? It wasn't personal, she finally says. It was business. Business. I was hired. Someone paid me to get close to you, to make you fall in love, and then to kill you at the wedding. Maximum emotional damage. I feel something break inside me. Whatever small part of me that still hoped for a different answer. Gone. Who hired you? I don't know. It was all anonymous. Cryptocurrency payments. Encrypted messages. I never met them. How much? What? How much was I worth? How much did they pay you to destroy me? She hesitates. Then says a number. It's not even that high. My entire life. Our entire relationship. Everything I felt. It was all fake. And she did it for less money than a decent car costs. I should kill her. The old me would have wanted revenge. Blood for blood. But standing here, looking at this person who meant everything to me, I realize something. She's not worth it. None of this is worth it. She's just a tool. A pawn. The real enemy is whoever hired her. Tell me everything you know, I say. Every detail. Every message. Every instruction they gave you. And maybe I'll let you walk away from this. She talks. For the next hour, she tells me everything. The timeline. The instructions. The contingency plans. And most importantly, the one clue that might lead me to whoever orchestrated this. A name, not the person who hired her, but the broker, the middleman who facilitated the contract. His name is Marcus Venn, and he operates out of the city's underground network. A place where the rich and powerful go when they need things done that can't be traced back to them. I leave her apartment without another word. She's not my concern anymore. Marcus is. Finding him takes another day. The underground network is exactly what it sounds like. A literal network of tunnels beneath the city where illegal deals happen. Weapons, drugs, information, and apparently, contract killings. I navigate the tunnels until I find Marcus's operation. It's a small office carved into the rock, guarded by 2 men with guns. They see me approaching and raise their weapons. This is private property, one of them says. Turn around. I don't slow down, they fire. The bullets hit me but barely penetrate. My body, enhanced by months in Ethereion, is far beyond normal human durability. The impacts hurt, but they don't stop me. I reach the first guard before he can reload and disarm him. Literally. I break his arm in 3 places and take his gun. The second guard tries to run. I shoot him in the leg. Non-lethal. I need them conscious. I kick open the office door. Marcus is sitting behind a desk, surrounded by computer screens and stacks of cash. He looks up as I enter, surprisingly calm. You must be the dead man, he says. Not anymore. I can see that. Impressive. Most people stay dead when they're shot in the heart. I want to know who hired the contract. Quiet confidentiality. I can't help you. I walk up to his desk and slam my hand down. The wood splits. Marcus's calm facade cracks slightly. Let me rephrase, I say. You're going to tell me who hired the contract, or I'm going to start breaking things, starting with your fingers. He considers this, then sighs. You know what? Fine, I'm too old for this. The client was a woman, very wealthy, very connected. She didn't give a real name, but she had a distinctive feature, a scar across her left eye. A scar. That's not much, but it's something. Why did she want me dead? She didn't say. Just that you were a problem that needed to be eliminated. She paid extremely well to make sure it looked like a crime of passion. Wedding shooting. Very dramatic. Where can I find her? No idea. She contacted me once, made the payment, and disappeared. That was 6 months ago. I haven't heard from her since. I believe him. He's too scared to lie right now. But a woman with a scar. Wealthy and connected. That narrows it down, but not enough. I leave Marcus alive. He's not worth killing. Just another cog in a machine. I spend the next day searching, using every resource I have, hacking into databases, following money trails, calling in favors from people I used to know, and slowly a picture starts to form. The woman with the scar. She's not just wealthy, she's part of the elite, the kind of person who operates above the law. And she has connections to something bigger, a group, an organization. I find references to them in encrypted files, code names, meeting locations, financial transactions that don't make sense. It's all hidden, but it's there. And then I find something that makes my blood run cold. A memo, dated 2 weeks before my wedding. It mentions me by name. It says I'm a potential variable, a threat to their long-term plans. It recommends immediate elimination. I was killed because of something I might do in the future, not because of anything I'd done, but because someone predicted I would become a problem. The memo is signed with a symbol, a triangle with an eye in the center. I recognize it immediately. It's the same symbol the system uses in Ethereion. Everything connects. The system, the organization, my death. It was all planned. I was specifically chosen to be broken down and rebuilt, turned into a weapon. I'm not just a player in a game, I'm a manufactured asset. The realization hits me like a truck. I was never in control. Not in my old life. Not in Ethereion. Everything has been orchestrated from the beginning. But here's the thing. They made a mistake. They gave me power. Real power. And they assumed I would follow the script, play the role they designed for me. They were wrong. I have 6 hours left before the portal closes. 6 hours to make a choice. I can go back to Ethereion, continue playing the game, become the weapon they want me to be, or I can stay here, fight back against the organization in my own world, break the script. I choose option 3. I go back to Ethereion, but not to follow their plan, to take everything they gave me and use it against them. I'm going to become so powerful that they can't control me, so dangerous that they regret ever pulling me into this. I step through the portal and it closes behind me. The dimensional anchor crumbles to dust. My connection to my home world is severed. But it doesn't matter. I'll find another way back, and when I do, I'll be unstoppable. The system congratulates me on completing the quest. Class evolution initiated. New abilities unlocked. My class changes from Vengeance Monarch to something new. Sovereign of Ruin. A class that specializes in destroying systems, breaking rules, overturning order. Perfect. Over the next year, I do exactly that. I challenge the strongest players, raid the most dangerous dungeons, complete quests that are marked as impossible. I break every limitation the system tries to impose, and I start building something. An army. Not of NPCs or mindless followers, but of other returners. Other players who were pulled from their worlds and given second chances. People who, like me, want answers. We form a guild, not a normal one. A rebellion against the system, against the organization controlling everything. We call ourselves the Unchained. Our goal is simple. Reach the top level, gain access to the system's core, and shut it down. Free everyone trapped in this cycle. It takes 2 more years. 2 years of non-stop fighting, growing stronger, recruiting allies, making enemies. But eventually, we do it. We reach level 200, the theoretical maximum, the point where the system should grant us admin access. But instead, we get something else. A message from the ones who created the system. The organization. They're impressed. They say we've exceeded all expectations. We're ready for the next phase. They offer us a deal. Join them. Become administrators. Help them run the system and prepare for the coming war. In exchange, we get everything. Power. Wealth. The ability to travel between worlds freely. All we have to do is accept their authority. Everyone in my guild looks to me for an answer. I'm their leader, their sovereign. I give them my answer. I refuse. Not because I'm noble, not because I think I can win, but because I refuse to be anyone's tool, anyone's weapon. I'd rather die free than live as a pawn. The system responds immediately. Quest failed. Deletion initiated. The world around me starts to break apart. Reality fractures. The other guild members panic. Some accept the organization's offer to save themselves. Others stand with me. And then, right when everything should end, something impossible happens. The system glitches. For just a moment, I see through the code, through the lies, and I realize something. The system isn't run by the organization. The organization is run by the system. They're not the creators. They're prisoners. Just like us. The real power. The real authority. It's something else entirely. Something that exists beyond worlds. Beyond reality. And has been watching me this whole time, waiting to see what I would choose. A new interface appears. Not the system I've been using. Something older. More fundamental. It says one thing. Congratulations. You have passed the final test. True admin access granted. The deletion stops. The world stabilizes. And I'm given a choice. A real one this time. I can take control of the system. Reshape it however I want. Free the trapped souls. Destroy the organization. Do whatever I believe is right. Or I can shut it all down. End the cycle completely. Let everyone return to their original worlds, but lose all the power they've gained. I look at the people standing with me. The ones who stayed loyal. The ones who chose freedom over safety. I ask them what they want. They tell me to decide. They trust me. So I make the call. I don't take control. I don't shut it down. I do something the system never predicted. I make it optional. True optional. Anyone can leave whenever they want. Anyone can stay if they choose. The system becomes a tool, not a prison. And I step down. I don't want to be a ruler, a sovereign, a god. I just want to live, on my terms. The system accepts the command. Reality restructures itself. And for the first time since my death, I feel something I haven't felt in years. Peace. But the story doesn't end there. Because back in my original world, the organization is still operating. Still manipulating. Still destroying lives. And now I have the power to stop them. I create a permanent portal between worlds. I gather my allies. And I prepare for war. Not a war for survival. Not a war for revenge. A war to free everyone they've ever manipulated. The woman with the scar. The one who ordered my death. I'm coming for her. And everyone above her. And I'm bringing an army of people they created. They wanted to turn me into a weapon. They succeeded. But now that weapon is pointed at them. And there's nothing they can do to stop it. The portal opens. My guild steps through. Hundreds of returners. All of them powerful. All of them ready. We emerge in the heart of the organization's headquarters. Alarms blare. Security forces mobilize. But they're not ready for this. They've never faced someone who understands both worlds. I lead the charge, not with anger, not with hate, but with absolute certainty. This ends today. We fight through their defenses. Each floor we clear reveals more of their operation. The scope is massive. They've been doing this for decades, pulling people from dying worlds, breaking them, rebuilding them, using them. And at the top floor, I find her. The woman with the scar. She's exactly what I expected. Cold, calculating, unafraid. You've become everything we hoped you would, she says. I'm nothing like what you hoped. You're wrong. Look at yourself. You're powerful, determined, capable of leading armies. That's exactly what we needed. For what? She gestures to a massive screen behind her. It shows something I can't quite comprehend. A tear in reality, growing larger every day. And on the other side, something waiting. The real war, she says. The one that will consume all worlds if we don't stop it. We've been preparing soldiers for 50 years. The system, the betrayals, the resurrections. All of it was to create people strong enough to fight what's coming. I look at the screen, at the thing waiting beyond reality, and I understand. They weren't lying about the war. It's real, and it's worse than anything I imagined. So what now? I ask. She smiles. Now you choose. Again. Help us fight, or watch everything burn. I should refuse after everything they've done. All the lives destroyed, all the manipulation. But I look at that thing beyond reality, and I know she's right. If we don't stop it, nothing else matters. I hate that she's right. I'll fight, I say, but not for you. For everyone you've used and thrown away. And when this is over, your organization is done. She nods. Acceptable. The real war begins, not against each other, but against something that threatens all existence, and I lead it, not as a pawn, not as a weapon, as someone who chose to fight, because maybe that's what freedom really is, not the absence of conflict, but the ability to choose which battles matter. The screen shows the tier growing larger. We have months, maybe weeks. I turn to my guild, to the people who followed me this far. This is bigger than revenge, I say. Bigger than any of us. But we're the only ones who can stop it. They don't hesitate. They stand ready. And together, we prepare for the war that will decide everything. The war I was literally killed to be ready for. The war that made my betrayal, my resurrection, my entire journey necessary. I finally understand the full picture, and I hate every part of it. But I'm gonna see it through. Because if I don't, everyone I've saved, everyone I've freed, they all die anyway. The woman with the scar extends her hand. Welcome to the real fight, Sovereign. I don't take her hand, but I nod. The real fight. The one that was always coming. The one they prepared me for without my knowledge. And as I look at that tear in reality, at the horror waiting on the other side, I realize something. This was never about revenge. It was never about my wedding, my wife, my death. Those were just the catalyst, the trigger to unlock something they needed. A soldier who couldn't be controlled, who wouldn't follow orders blindly, who would fight not out of duty, but out of choice. They created me, but they don't own me, and that's exactly what makes me dangerous enough to matter. The countdown begins, days until the tear opens completely, days until everything I know either survives or ends. I gather every resource, every ally, every weapon both worlds can provide. The Unchained becomes an army, not just of players but of people from 100 different realities. All of us brought here, all of us broken and rebuilt, all of us ready. The final battle isn't going to be in Ethereion or Earth. It's going to be at the boundary between all worlds, the place where reality itself is tearing apart. We march toward it, thousands strong, knowing most of us won't come back, but doing it anyway, because sometimes the choice isn't between winning and losing, it's between fighting and giving up. I stand at the front lines. The tear is massive now, a wound in the sky, and through it I can see them, the things waiting, beings that make dragons look like pets. This is it, the moment everything has been building toward. I raise my weapon, the signal, and my army charges with me, into the tear, into the unknown, into a war that was always coming. And as I cross the threshold between worlds, as reality itself starts to break down around me, I think about my wedding day. The moment she pulled the trigger. That should have been the end. Instead, it was the beginning of something so much bigger. I don't know if I'll win. I don't know if I'll survive. But I know one thing for certain. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be, not because someone planned it, but because I chose it. And that makes all the difference. The battle begins. Reality screams. And the Sovereign of Ruin shows everyone why betrayal was the worst mistake they ever made. Because they didn't just kill me. They freed me. And now nothing can stop what I've become.